आसीना ऋजुकाय संभयसे शुचौ देशे प्रतिष्ठाप्य विजितासन आसनम् तस्मिन् स्वस्ति समासीन ऋजुकाय संभयसे। शुचौ देशे
विजितासनासनम् अस्मिन् स्वस्ति समासीना ऋजुकाय समाध्यसे।
जिताय समाध्यसे। शुचौ देशे प्रतिष्ठाप्य विजितासन आसनम् तस्मिन् स्वस्ति समासीन ऋजुकाय संभयसेत। शुचौ देशे प्रतिष्ठाप्य विजितासनासनम् तस्मिन् स्वस्ति समासीन ऋजुकाय समाभ्यसे। शुचौ देशे प्रतिष्ठाप्य विजितासनासनम् तस्मिन् स्वस्ति समासीन ऋजुकाय समाभ्यसे। शुचौ देशे प्रतिष्ठाप्य विजितासनासनम् तस्मिन् स्वस्ति समासीन ऋजुकाय संभ्यासेत्। शुचौ देशे, in a sanctified place. Pratisthapya, after placing. Vijit asana, controlling the sitting postures. Asanam, a seat. Tasmin, in that place. Swasti samashina, sitting in an easy posture. Rijukaya, keeping the body erect. Sambhayaset, one should practice. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Translation. After controlling one's mind and sitting postures, one should spread a seat in a secluded and sanctified place. Sit there in an easy posture, keeping the body erect, and practice breath control. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Sitting in an easy posture is called Swasti Samashina. It is recommended in the yoga scripture that one should put the soles of the feet between the two thighs and ankles and sit straight. That posture will help one to concentrate his mind on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This very process is also recommended in Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter. It is further suggested that one sit in a secluded, sanctified spot. The seat should consist of deer skin and kusha grass, topped with cotton. Om Agyantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshu Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatharine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So when we begin the Bhagavatam class, Srila Prabhupada taught to sing Shri Shri Radha Madhav, Jai Radha Madhav, Kunja Bihari. And this bhajan is like a password to open the gates of our heart and intelligence so that the message of Srimad Bhagavatam goes inside. And my dear Prabhu, what is your name? Who sang the Radha Madhya Prabhu? Huh? Chitta Hari Prabhu. He sang it so nicely and I was very impressed. Thank you. So everybody's heart and intelligence gets open. So the message is received. Thank you. So we continue to discuss the process of yoga being described by Lord Kapila to Mother Devavati. Now this process, when we read in full, Hatha Yoga, will sound difficult. It's not easy to practice. And Lord Kapila is describing it to his mother. But those ages, even mothers find it easy to practice. So we can see how in Kali Yuga our bodily and mental strength has reduced. That just by reading it feels difficult, but that time even mothers could practice this. That's why Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came down again to give a process which is more applicable for us. So anybody who thinks that, oh, I can manage, I can do it, it's not practical today. But still the principles which are mentioned here can be also easily helpful for our bhakti when we adapt for our times. So in yesterday's class we discussed that the focus of the yoga process is to keep our mind in control. And all these rules and regulations are there that supports the mind to be in control, which means not wandering. And when the mind is in control, not wandering, that mind is used to do dhyana, to do meditation on the Lord in the heart, Vishnu form of the Lord in the heart. And when that meditation is concentrated, that's called samadhi, complete absorption. So meditation means there has to be a form, something to meditate on, not voidism, to meditate on nothing. close your eyes and think of nothing. That is not meditation. That doesn't work. It may be helpful for a certain period of time to reduce the wandering of the mind, but that doesn't give spiritual success to think of nothing. If a child is naughty, the mother will say, just be silent for some time. Keep quiet. Sit at one place. Show me fingers on your lips. That may be helpful for a naughty child. But that's not long-term helpful. If he whole life sits silently at one corner of the house, that is not progressive. The naughty child has to use the energy in studying, in some constructive work, so that he can be prosperous in life. Not sit in one corner of house, quiet, not being naughty, and we will not call that a successful child. We'll call that as a dumb child. So mind is very, very powerful and very much restless. So to calm the mind, sometimes these processes are used. But calming the mind is not the goal of life. Using the mind to think of Krishna, that is the real purpose of mind. So if we don't use the mind to think of Krishna, but just calm it, make it peaceful, that is not the purpose. That is not called successful life. It's like somebody purchased a very nice new umbrella, very costly. So he went to his friend, he said, look, I purchased a very costly umbrella and you are so expert. Just give me good advice how I can maintain this lifelong. The friend said, very simple, don't use it in the rain. If you don't use it in the rain, you can maintain this umbrella lifelong. Then why to purchase? To keep it in the house? So don't use your mind, that's not. Just keep it calm, that's not. We have to use our mind in thinking of Krishna. So all these sitting postures, breathing exercise, pranayam, asanas, and rules and regulations, yam, niyam, pratyahar, all these are there supporting so that the mind can think of Krishna. So these instructions are there to support the favorable activity of the mind to think of Krishna. Because mind is used to unfavorable activity to think of sense gratification or sense objects or bad habits or negative emotions, negative feelings. Mind keeps on thinking about it. If somebody cracks a joke, we laugh. That day we laugh. We don't laugh second day, third day, 2 months, 1 year, 3 years. But if somebody insults us, we keep crying for 10 years. Mind is hooked to it. That person, that devotee last Janmashtami, he pushed me in the crowd. We'll think about this every Janmashtami 10 years later. Mind is attached to such things that I am a victim. I am a nice person, everybody else around me is not nice. They deal like this with me. But I am so nice, I didn't take revenge. I tolerated, I am so humble. I just adjusted with everybody. Mind likes to play this victim card and keep on crying over the pain to support one's victimhood and support one's niceness because I didn't respond in anger. But there's no use to that. Just like the joke is finished, the pain is also finished, file close, not carry forward for few years. So the purpose of mind is to think of Krishna. So the supporting features which are mentioned here is one should stay in seclusion, alone. in the forest. Why the yogis would stay in seclusion? So that there is no unnecessary talk. So there is no unnecessary conflict. If two people stay together, definitely there will be some talk. And definitely there will be some conflict. There will be some difference of opinion. There will be some love and hate. There will be some expectations and grudges. There will be some observation and some display. There will be something I will observe in others and start judging, is that right or wrong? Is it appropriate or inappropriate? Is it proper or improper? Maybe he could have done it in this way. Why he is doing like this? And there will be some display. I will try to put myself in good image in the eyes of the other. So I will try to perform accordingly to make him feel that I am a good person or I have a good reputation. So there will be unwanted activities just because somebody else is in front of me. There will be unwanted talk. How are you? And how is the climate? And what is happening outside? It's too cold, it's too hot, it's too raining. And how come this fellow won the election? And what is the neighbor doing? And what did you eat today? And what did you purchase today? And how was the day today? And then kept sharing prajalpa, unwanted talks and unwanted thoughts. It's too much. Whole day can occupy by keeping somebody else in the center of our life. So yogis would prefer seclusion. But in devotional service we need association, not seclusion. But in association we should only talk about Krishna, not talk unwanted things, not sit and observe faults, not try to show our advancement in bhakti, not try to act in such a way so that the other person understands that I am great, not give a class in such a way that other people understand I am a scholar, I have good realizations and I have lots of memory and I know lots of scriptures and I can tell stories. Not expect such things. Not a performer. The devotees around you are not your audience and you are on a stage. That kind of life we should not live, that Krishna is my audience and I am on the stage and I am performing and he will clap or give me marks. No. A very natural life with proper etiquette. So association of devotees is must. Because in association of devotees we can protect ourselves and practice bhakti. Bharat Maharaj, you all heard of Bharat Maharaj? He was such an advanced devotee, he was on the platform of Bhava Bhakti. Bhava Bhakti is just beginning of Prema Bhakti. And he was staying in the forest. And one day, one mother deer who was pregnant was drinking water in the river. And somewhere in the forest, one lion made a sound, roared, far away, not close by. But the mother deer got panicked hearing the sound that the lion is close and he will kill me. And in that panic she jumped in the river and died. And she delivered the baby right that time. And the small baby deer was in the water drowning. Bharat Maharaj saw this, that the mother deer delivered the baby and died out of fear of the lion. And the baby is drowning. Bharat Maharaj jumped in the river and protected the baby deer and brought it to the shore. Then Bharat Maharaj thought, if I leave the deer on the shore, baby deer, and go away, who will take care of this baby deer? Who will feed milk or grass? and the lion may come and eat on the shore. This baby deer will not be able to protect itself. So he brought the baby deer to his ashram and he started taking care, and the deer became very dear and he forgot Krishna. International Society for Deer Consciousness. Morning, evening, in the name of chanting, actually he will be thinking of the deer. In between his arti, he would step out just to see if the deer is sitting comfortably. And when he sees the smiling face of the deer, he will feel happy. In between yajna, he will step out. Has the deer eaten prasad? Okay, nice, sit, I am coming. So he got very much distracted and finally he fell down. And at the time of death, he started thinking of the deer, and next life he became a deer. So Bharat Maharaj, one of the things which was missing in his practice of bhakti was association. Even if there was a new bhakta there, even if there was a new devotee there in the ashram, Bharat Maharaj would have not got so much freedom to stop his arti in between and yajna in between and chanting is in between and go and see the deer and play with the deer whole day. He would have got protected. The bhakta may have at least said, Prabhu, at least complete your arti and go. Or he would have feel embarrassed to do that. So association is very important. And association should be such that both devotees grow in bhakti. Or at least one grows and other doesn't go down. That is association. Association doesn't mean doing sense gratification together. Two devotees going on in cinema, movie theater, 2 hours. Where were you? Associating with the devotee. Very close, same adjacent chair. That's not association. Association means growth. Growth should happen with proper etiquette. So that's very important. So seclusion for devotees means asat sanga tyaga ei Vaishnav achar. To give up unwanted association. To give up unwanted activities in association of devotees. When Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, he left his home finally and he came to Jagannath Puri and joined Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu handed Raghunath Das Goswami to his secretary Swarup Damodar Goswami and told Swarup Damodar, you take care of Raghunath. So one day Raghunath Das Goswami approached Swarup Damodar. He would not approach Chaitanya Mahaprabhu directly. He would approach Swarup Damodar. That's the parampara. And he told, I have given up my house. I have given up my household life. I have taken renunciation. But I don't know what is the duty of a renounced person. What should be I doing? I have this question to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So next day Swarup Damodar went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he said, Raghunath has a question. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled, he said, what is your question? So Raghunath said, I have renounced my life, my household life, but I don't know what is the duty of a renounced person. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, look Raghunath, I have already appointed Swarup Damodar as your instructor. So he is supposed to answer this question. And he is more qualified than me to give you a nice answer. You should approach him. But since you are already asking me, I will give you some instructions. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave 8 instructions to Raghunath Das Goswami. 8 instructions, not for renounced order, for everybody, any devotee. 8 instructions. The first is Gramya Katha. One should not hear Gramya Katha. Gramya Katha means village talk. Every day evening, people meet somewhere in the village, under a tree, or near the bank of the river, or in the barber shop, or at the well, or nowadays on WhatsApp group, and do Gramya Katha, unwanted talks, Prajalpa. One should not do that. It is compared to a frog croaking. When it is monsoon season and it is raining and there are clouds in the sky and it is dark, so the snake has tough time to find food because not visible. Food is not visible. And in the rainy season the frog croaks. Why does a frog croak? The male frog tries to attract female frog by croaking, thinking that I am singing poem, I am singing nice romantic song, and she will come running. But who comes running? The snake. Because the snake identifies the source of the sound and goes towards the source of sound and eats the frog. So the frog's croaking only attracts the death of frog. In the same way, when we speak unnecessarily, we attract Maya. We attract the influence of three modes of material nature, especially passion and ignorance, and we get entangled. Just like there was a mouse. You know mouse? Not computer mouse. Undi, rat. Mouse, rat. Chuha. In the field, rice field, empty field, very big field, full of sand. And very hot sand because of summer season, afternoon time. So the mouse was burning. In the hot sand, the mouse cannot stand. The mouse cannot sleep. The mouse cannot lie down, the mouse cannot sit, and the mouse cannot walk. It's very hot. So what will mouse do? It used to run in circles. Running will little bit reduce the burning. But how many hours the mouse can run? So mouse had very tough time, tough life. Running. Finding some relief, but there is no relief. And running, mouse came to one spot. There was shade, and mouse felt cool, thanda, cool, very nice. So mouse stopped at that place. What was that spot? Running, the mouse came. It was shadow of a cobra. So when the mouse came at the shadow, it felt cool, but next moment the cobra ate the mouse. File closed, matter over. So that is our life. We keep on running around the miseries of life to find some relief. And some relief we get by sense gratification, coming in contact with sense objects. It may be going to a restaurant, it may be drinking alcohol, it may be going to a park, it may be reading newspaper, or watching some video, or meeting a partner. But what is happening? Every such contact gives karma bandhan, entanglement, and we have to visit hellish planet. So the talking is also one of that karma bandhan. When we do prajalpa, when we speak unnecessarily, then we attract cobra, we attract maya. And that talk goes further conversation and makes or breaks relationships and increases our emotions, positive or negative, but everything is entanglement. So the opposite of prajalpa is not silence. No. Opposite of prajalpa is talking about Krishna 24 hours. So if you can speak about Krishna 24 hours, speak. Otherwise remain silent. Like opposite of lone is not zero balance. Opposite of lone is good balance. Opposite of negative is positive. But if you don't have balance, but you don't have lone, at least you are peaceful. Zero. So opposite of prajalpa is to speak 24 hours. Avyartha kalatvam, a devotee likes to speak about Krishna 24 hours without wasting time. So if we can chant Hare Krishna 24 hours, we can speak about Krishna 24 hours, welcome. Otherwise we should remain silent and we should hear Krishna Katha. We should read Bhagavatam. But we should not do unwanted talk. Just try it out. Life will be very peaceful if we reduce our unwanted talk, unnecessary prajalpa. Do japa, not prajalpa. So seclusion here means to avoid village talk. But devotees should stay with devotees, like in temple, in ashram. And ISKCON temples are in crowded cities like Sydney, so that we get opportunity to preach. So we should not think, oh, it is written seclusion, why should I stay and preach in the city and go for book distribution or go for Harinam? No. This is a higher principle. Prahlad Maharaj mentioned that there are some devotees who stay in Himalayas, in the caves, and don't meet anybody. But they are selfish. They only want their liberation. For me, I don't want to go to Himalayas. I don't want to go to forest. I don't want to stay in caves. I want to stay in the most crowded place where demons reside, so that I can preach your message. I can preach the message of Krishna. So that is compassion. We should go in a crowd not to do prajalpa or not to talk unwanted, but introduce Krishna to others. This ISKCON society is for this particular mission, preaching mission. So we should meet people to preach. That is real compassion, that is real kindness, that is real mercy, that's real friendliness, to give Krishna consciousness to others. When we have got Krishna consciousness, we should become an instrument to share Krishna consciousness. That's why devotees should go out and do book distribution, do Harinam and Prasadam distribution, go to university, go to schools, go to parks, go to crowded places and distribute Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada, at the age of 70, he went to New York and started Krishna consciousness, and that's why we are here today. By his mercy, he came to Sydney. By his mercy, he brought Gopinath, Radha Gopinath. So, we follow in his footsteps. That's the mission of ISKCON. Janma sarthak kari, kara para upkar. To perfect our life by doing nice sadhana, and kara para upkar, to share this Harinam to others. Seclusion and sanctified place, sanctified, pure, clean. So our japa, we should sit in a clean place. Our room, we should clean every day. Our clothes, we should wash every day. We should wear fresh clothes. We should take bath twice a day and apply tilak, and everything we should keep clean, sanctified. That is mode of goodness. Uncleanliness attracts tamogun. Uncleanliness attracts ignorance. Uncleanliness attracts negative thoughts. Uncleanness attracts insects and pests. And then when insects and pests come near us, we end up killing them. So we do violence. And then because of that violence, we get sinful reaction. So we are getting pain and miseries. And then we have to deal with that pain and misery, and we respond in passion and ignorance. So it gets become entanglement, and then it becomes increases, and eventually we fall down to hellish planets. See, cleanliness is very important. cleanliness has direct connection with violence. If it is uncleanliness in the house, 100% there will be violence in the house. And violence has direct connection with pain. So when we are doing violence, we are giving pain to others. And pain has direct connection with pain. Give pain to others, you get pain. And violence has direct connection to punishment. So when we be violent, we are punished in hellish planets. So instead of hoping to go see Gopinath face to face, you will see Yamaraj face to face. So if you have heard, cleanliness is next to godliness. Heard? That's not true. Cleanliness is not next to godliness. Cleanliness is equal to godliness. Cleanliness means Krishna consciousness. And Krishna consciousness means cleanliness. So cleanliness, sanctification is very important. Not just our body, not just our room, not just our clothes, not just our floor, even our heart. It doesn't make sense to have a clean arti plate and a clean chadar and dhoti and a clean altar and an unclean heart of a pujari. Gopinath just doesn't see whether he has taken bath and whether he has washed his clothes or not. Gopinath will see heart also, right? He has X-ray in his eyes. He sees everything inside. So it doesn't make sense. I do arti and after arti I be violent to a devotee or insult a devotee or disrespect a devotee or offend a devotee or do fault finding or criticism. So sanctified place and sanctified heart. And for that a pujari or a kirtanier or a person giving class should clean his heart every day by morning 16 rounds. One should not think I am so busy in doing arti or kirtan, I don't chant my rounds, that's okay. No. We chant our rounds to become ready to do arti, ready to do book distribution, ready to do kirtan. That 16 rounds is very important and there is no substitute. Doing 2-hour kirtan is not a substitute for 2-hour japa. The 16 round is very important to clean our heart. Then only Krishna would like to sit in our heart. And by chanting we develop ecstasy. We develop Krishna Prem. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Varanasi as a sannyasi, he would chant on the streets of Varanasi, chant and dance, and hundreds and thousands and lakhs of people would chant and dance. He would laugh, he would cry, he would jump, he would fall unconscious, he would have tears in his eyes. 8, 10, 12 hours he would do that. So he became very popular. And the other sannyasis of Varanasi started becoming envious of this new sannyasi who was becoming popular. There were Mayavadi sannyasis, so many Mayavadi sannyasis headed by Prakashanand Saraswati, the followers of Shankaracharya. So they started criticizing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in public. That is emotional sannyasi, he has no knowledge, he doesn't associate with other sannyasis. So there were 2 devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Chandrasekhar Acharya and Tapan Mishra. And they felt very, very sad and disturbed to hear the criticism of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So they would cry. So they would go and tell Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, people are talking like this about you, the sannyasis are talking negatively about you, that you are an emotional person, you are a very sentimental sannyasi, and you don't associate with other sannyasis, and you are ignorant, you don't read Vedanta Sutra and do tapasya, and you are just dancing with street people, and you were eating with low class people. Like this they speak. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled, he said ignore it, he didn't take care. But when this repeatedly happened, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu decided to deal with it. So when Brahmana from Maharashtra was staying in Varanasi, he came to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to invite him for lunch. And he told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I have invited all the sannyasis of Varanasi, you also come. Generally Chaitanya Mahaprabhu never accepted an invitation where he would have to sit and eat with Mayavadi sannyasis. But he accepted this first time because he thought this is a good opportunity to deal with them all together. So at the lunch hour, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to the house of the Brahmana. All the Mayavadi sannyasis were sitting on big asanas, with Prakashana Satvati sitting on the highest raised asan as a leader of all the sannyasis. As soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu entered the room of the sannyasis, he paid full Dandvat Pranam to all. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhayavacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnava Namo. Full Dandvat Pranam he paid. So everybody was surprised that he is offering us so much respect. They got attracted to his humility. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to wash his feet. After washing his feet, he sat at the same place where he washed his feet, at a dirty place, adjacent. And as he was sitting humbly, there was so much effulgence coming out of his body. So all the sannyasis saw this new sannyasi, so young boy, 24 years of age, and so handsome golden body, tall and broad chest and thin waist, and lotus petal like eyes, shaved head, and his hands reaching his knees. Chaitanya was very beautiful, with broad forehead and reddish lips. So they got attracted to his beauty, they got attracted to his humility, they got attracted that he paid full obeisances, and they got attracted that he sat right down where he washed his feet. He didn't take an asan. So being attracted to his humility, Prakashana Saraswati very sweetly said, Maharaj, what is bothering your heart? Why are you sitting at this unclean place? Why don't you sit with us? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, my dear Maharaj, I am a low class sannyasi, you are a high class sannyasi, how can I sit with you? This further melted Prakashana Saraswati's heart. He got up from his asan, went down, took the hand of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and made him sit with himself. He said, no, you sit here. You are sannyasi from Keshav Bharati Sampradaya. That comes in Sankaracharya Sampradaya. You are our god brother, our god brother. So why don't you associate with us and discuss Vedanta Sutra and perform austerities? These are two most important duties of a sannyasi, to read Vedanta Sutra and to perform austerities. But whole day you are chanting and dancing like an emotional person on the street and eating with low class people. Why you do that? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu folded his hand. He said, Maharaj, when I met my Guru Maharaj, Ishwar Puri, he told me, you are a fool, murkha dekhi. He said, you are a fool, you cannot understand Vedanta Sutra, so don't read. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Nimai Pandit, he was a scholar of his time. But my Guru Maharaj told me, I am a fool. You cannot read Vedanta Sutra. So my Guru Maharaj told me, don't read Vedanta Sutra, I'll give you this mantra, you just chant this, you will get all success. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So then I started chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and as soon as I started chanting and hearing the holy name, tears started coming from my eyes. My hairs on the body were standing, my voice was choking up, my body was trembling, and sometimes I would laugh, sometimes I would cry, sometimes I would dance, sometimes I will become stunned, sometimes I'll fall unconscious. And I couldn't control these symptoms. Sometimes I'm walking in public, suddenly I jump. Sometimes I'm sitting with people, suddenly I will cry. Sometimes I'm sitting, suddenly I will laugh. Suddenly I'll fall unconscious. And suddenly my hairs will stand, tears will come. So I couldn't understand what is happening. And all the people around me said, you need a doctor, you have become mad. Some mental disease has happened. Go to a psychiatrist. So they all started telling me, pagalo, mad boy, and madman. And I also started thinking, some problem is with me. I think my spiritual knowledge is decreasing. I am becoming more ignorant. So I went back to my spiritual master and said, "My dear Guru Maharaj, what kind of mantra you have given me? I am becoming mad. Sometimes I am laughing, sometimes I am crying, sometimes I am jumping, sometimes I am having tears in my eyes, sometimes my voice is choking, sometimes my body is trembling, my hairs are standing, I am falling unconscious." My Guru Maharaj laughed. I said, "I am becoming mad." He said, "That's good boy. The mantra is successful. The mantra is supposed to make you mad in Krishna Prem. Very nice. Now you go and distribute this mantra." And then my Guru Maharaj taught me one more verse. Which verse? Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nameva Kevalam, Kalau Nasteva, 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 Gatir Anyatha. That in Kalau, in Kaliyug, Kevalam, only one way for Gati, for Bhakti, for liberation. That's the holy name of Hari, the holy name of Hari, the holy name of Hari. Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva Gatir Anyatha. That means there is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way. Only one way. Told 3 times to emphasize that there is no other way but Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very politely and sweetly told my dear Maharaj Prakashanand Saraswati that these ecstatic symptoms happen on their own. I don't do anything, nothing by intention I do. Hearing this Krishna Prem and ecstasy symptoms, Prakashanand Saraswati and all the sannyasis, their hearts melted like butter would melt in front of fire. And isn't it happening with us? Just by hearing. Prakashanand Saraswati said, "Oh, we have read about these symptoms of love. They are very rare and you have developed it. That's very nice. But our question is, why not study Vedanta Sutra? What is the problem with that?" This fellow is still there only. After getting $100, he's talking about $1. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained that Vedanta Sutra is very simple to understand, but your Shankaracharya has made it complicated by unnecessary interpretation. It's a long conversation in which finally Chaitanya Mahaprabhu convinced them, and next day Prakashanand Saraswati with all the sannyasis with big dandas on the street of Varanasi is chanting and dancing Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That's how he preached to the Mayavadis. So the holy name is so powerful that even if we are not able to follow the rules and regulations of yoga principles, still just by chanting and hearing attentively without offenses, we can develop Krishna Prem, we can be completely successful. So that's the Yuga Dharma for this age. That's the yoga for the modern age, to chant the holy name. And that's what we should adopt. These principles, as much as they help us, we should do that. Like we should chant japa in a place where we are not disturbed, and that's a temple hall or any place. And we should chant japa in the sanctified, clean place. And we should keep the body erect, good posture. Any posture which helps you to chant nicely, we should do that. Erect body helps us not to fall asleep. Erect body helps us to keep the mind focused on the holy name. But sometimes people may find a chair is helpful or walking is helpful. Preferably we should sit down and chant. But whatever helps us, we should chant nicely, 16 rounds every day, and hear attentively. And practice breathing control. So that's pranayam, which we will discuss in next few verses also. But devotees can do asana and pranayam at a particular hour for their upkeep of health. But we should know, yoga doesn't mean asana and pranayam. Yoga means connecting to Krishna. And by standing upside down, you don't connect to Krishna. Yoga, asana is equal to yoga nowadays, but that's wrong. Yoga doesn't mean asana. Asana means exercise, and that is only to keep the body fit. The yogis would do asanas to keep the body fit so that they can do 8 to 10 hours of meditation without getting distracted by the disease or weakness of the body. But nowadays people do asana and think they did yoga. No, after asana you have to suppose sit for 8 hours for meditation. No, I do asana and my yoga is done. That's not yoga. It's like the person is getting ready to go to a party. But he gets ready and sleeps. Party over. Then why you are getting ready? The purpose of getting ready is to go to a party. So the purpose of asanas is to make the body fit for meditation. Not to make body fit and leave it. No meditation or sense gratification. So that asana is for health, so that we can do meditation. But nowadays they do asana and they think I am doing yoga. So that's a wrong perception of yoga. There's a wrong understanding of yoga. Yoga means connecting to Krishna, not just health and well-being. So whatever helps, whatever posture helps, we adopt so that we chant attentively. So that's the principle of utilizing the place, a clean proper seat, and a proper posture of the body, which helps us to focus on Krishna, to chant the holy name of Krishna, to hear attentively without offenses. So that we should do. So these principles are for this purpose. We should know the instructions and we should know the purpose of the instructions. It should not be niyamagrahi. When the yogis go to the forest, they put a deer skin on a raised seat. Not too high, not too low. And on the deer skin they put kusha grass. And kusha grass they put a white cotton sheet. And on that they sit and chant. So that doesn't mean now I purchase a deer skin and kusha grass and white sheet and bring it in the temple for my japa. So the main purpose, you know why a deer skin? So that it repels the insects which would otherwise come and bite the yogi and disturb his meditation. Kusha grass, because on the deer skin you should not sit, it's animal skin. Kusha grass is clean, sanctified, because Amrit was put on kusha grass. And a white sheet so that if any insects at all comes, in the white sheet it's easily visible. So if any dirt is there, it's easily visible. So that's how they would do that. But in a temple hall, we don't need deer skin, we don't need kusha grass. I mean, we can use kusha grass. We just need a simple asana. We sit and chant. So we adopt the principles, we adopt the instructions to understand the principles behind, to be able to chant effectively. And holy name requires no rules and regulations. Holy name can be chanted any time, any place, any circumstance. After bath, before bath, with shoes, without shoes, sitting, walking, standing, in car, in house, in office, in temple, in bus, in university, morning, afternoon, evening, night, qualified, unqualified, child, adult, young, male, female, Indian, Australian, American, Hindu, Muslim. There is no rule. Any person can chant, any time, any place, any circumstance. No cleanliness rule, no posture rule, no time rule, no place rule, no dress code. Holy name is very, very merciful. So we chant at any time, any place, any circumstance, we get benefit. But if we chant in Brahma Murta, it's nice, preferable. At least our rounds. We can chant whole day, but our rounds we chant in Brahma Murta is preferable. We get more benefit early morning, after Mangala Arati, in the temple hall with devotees. So these are good practices which we should adopt. We should develop this habit so that very rapidly we grow in our Krishna consciousness. So this life we become completely successful by the mercy of Krishna. Okay? We'll end here. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. Are there any comments or questions you may please ask? Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Ravi Shankar. Okay, opposite of Prajalpa in Sanskrit. Yeah. Is there a nectar of instruction? Unwanted talk. I don't know opposite of Prajalpa in Sanskrit. I'll have to find out. And Prajalpa should be avoided among devotees by talking more about Krishna and not gossiping about other devotees or events around us or material concepts. We should be very serious. The more we hear and read, the more we'll talk about Krishna, because what goes inside only will go out. If I read a newspaper and come and meet you, there's a very high chance in my conversation I'll mention what I read. But if I read Bhagavatam and come and meet you, I will come and tell you what I read today. So if input is Krishna consciousness, output will be Krishna consciousness. If input is some WhatsApp jokes, then it will end up as output. So we should read Prabhupada's books and talk about Krishna. Otherwise, we keep silent. So we should not take interest in gossip. If somebody comes and tells us, we should humbly make a polite statement that let's talk something else. This is not a good agenda. I don't like. Right? And we change the topic and we talk about Krishna. If A and B sit together for 2 hours and talk about C, how will C get benefit? He is not hearing the corrections. C will not get benefit because he is not hearing it. So it doesn't make sense. So mode of goodness means we talk about Krishna and His mercy. Mode of passion means we talk about events. Mode of ignorance means we talk about other people. So better mode of goodness. We talk about the principles of Bhagavatam. Okay? We should be so busy where you don't have so much time to talk unnecessary things. That's why we should take more responsibilities in the temple. Be busy in temple. It may be cleaning, it may be deity worship, it may be kirtan, it may be administration, it may be purchasing. There are so many services in the temple or preaching programs. We should take more and more responsibility so that we don't have time to do other things and no time to talk other things. Okay? Hare Krishna. Any more questions? Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, you're talking about the example of how Prajalpa attracts mind, but then you explain the example of how first temporary sense gratification, how Maya will catch us in this game. But it seems that we're hard-coded, by default, we are very easily attracted to short-term pleasure and long-term benefit. So my question is that within Krishna consciousness, because we will be practicing Krishna consciousness, but still, because of that default nature, they feel like they want to enjoy true nature. So how can they take a step forward and let go from that attachment?
Yeah, so there are 4 things I would tell at different stages. For a beginner person, we say delay sense gratification. Okay, you want to do this, do after chanting. As he grows up, we say dovetail. You want to do this, it should be connected to Krishna. At the 3rd stage, diminish. The frequency even of dovetail should reduce. And the 4th stage, destroy. And no more sense gratification. 4 Ds. Delay, dovetail, diminish, destroy. So somebody first time newly practices Krishna consciousness and his sense gratification is some item to eat, say samosa. He likes a particular shop who sells samosas. So we tell him delay. Instead of morning, eat in the evening. Delay. First complete your rounds, do your service, go for book distribution. Then in the evening you go and purchase and eat. Delay. Then later, as he grows, we say dovetail. Don't purchase from the shop, make in the kitchen, offer it to Krishna and eat. Dovetail. Third, diminish. Do it only once a month, not every day. And finally, as he grows further, he gets higher taste, destroy, his taste goes. Then whether he gets samosa or not, doesn't matter. If he gets, he can eat twice, no problem. But he's not running behind it. So for that, any such subject, it may be gossip, it may be anything, not sinful, delay, dovetail, diminish, destroy. With higher taste, it gets destroyed.
Does it have to be progressive, or can someone start progressive?
Yeah, somebody can start dovetail directly also. Like somebody is addicted to tea. He cannot stop. We don't tell him, first stop tea, then chant 16 rounds. We say, okay, chant 16 rounds and you take herbal tea. And that works sometimes, right? Somebody may stop immediately. So for somebody it may be destroy immediately. That's okay. Like some people, you will, I don't know whether you know, in India, they are very good devotees, but they cannot remove their moustache. Because coming from their khandan, their family, my father used to like that. And that's not a sinful activity also to keep. So there are some things which are difficult, even though seemingly simple. But there are some things which are easy, even though seemingly difficult. So we have to give space to devotees like that. Yeah, it can be any sequence in the sense of any direct platform, but it should eventually be delayed and dovetail. Dovetail is what most of the devotees are at. We dovetail our things. Sinful activities like four executive principles, that we should not dovetail. That is completely to be stopped. Okay? Any more? Yes. No.
I'm just wondering if someone is doing Harinam and listening to Bhagavatam, but still he is in ignorance, cursing someone because that other person has did wrong to that person. Is it respectful curse or no? It doesn't matter.
Curse means
Like
become
you
an.
are not good with me, and I'm still doing japa and all that stuff, and I will say this happened to you, that happened to you.
Okay. See, Kali Yuga curses don't work so easily. Like earlier they used to say, become a mouse next life or become a snake next life. It's not going to work. But well, if I hurt a devotee and he has some negative remarks about me, it is not good for me. Because I am giving pain to somebody and he is not able to tolerate that pain, and his response is that I suffer. His response is I suffer. So that's not a good thing. So I should stop hurting a devotee. Even if his curse is not working, still that should not make me feel that okay, his curse is not working, I can do more. We should not do that. And we will, whether his curse works or not, definitely we will get a reaction. When I hurt others, I will get pain back from material nature. That is law of karma, whether he curse or not. Right? So we should definitely not hurt devotees. If somebody is cursing, that means beyond his tolerance level. We should take that feedback and stop doing it. Okay? Any more questions? You have a question? Okay, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Hare Krishna.